Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have some serious news that could reshape the landscape of the AFC North, and as Steelers fans, you're going to want to hear every detail. We know that the Steelers have been quietly building a team that's ready to contend for another deep playoff run, but recent developments around the league suggest that the balance of power might be shifting in ways we didn't quite expect. It's not just about who's on the field anymore, it's about the moves happening behind the scenes, contract disputes, potential trades, and big-name players who could be on the move. And one of those names that's been making waves lately is a wide receiver who's been spectacular for his team but is currently holding out, waiting for a new deal that could change his future and quite possibly the future of his team. We're talking about Terry Mclaurin from the Washington Commanders. Yes, that's right. The guy has been one of the most consistent and explosive receivers in the league, and he's been a key piece for Washington's offense for the past few seasons. But here's where it gets interesting. Mclaurin has been holding out of mandatory minicamp, refusing to participate as he waits for a new contract. And folks, this isn't just a little negotiation tactic. It's a clear stance, a message to his team that he's not willing to settle for an expiring deal. He wants a long-term contract that guarantees his future in Washington, because let's face it, he's earned it. Over the past season alone, Mclaurin racked up over 196 yards, caught a career-high 13 touchdowns, and established himself as one of the league's premier deep threat receivers. His route running, hands, and ability to make plays down the field make him a nightmare for defenses. And yet, despite his impressive numbers and proven production, he finds himself stuck in a standoff with the Commanders. This is a situation that has NFL insiders watching closely because, if Mclaurin becomes available via trade, it could shake up the entire league. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox recently put out a list of potential trade targets, and Mclaurin's name was right at the top of that list. And you know what? The Pittsburgh Steelers, as much as we love to see their homegrown talent develop, are very much in the mix when it comes to acquiring a player of Mclaurin's caliber. According to Knox, should the Commanders start listening to offers, Mclaurin would jump right up on the trade board, and teams like the Patriots and yes, the Steelers would be at the front of the line. Now, imagine this scenario. If Mclaurin ends up in Pittsburgh, the Steelers would instantly gain a dynamic weapon for Kenny Pickett. We all saw what this kid can do with a solid supporting cast, and adding a receiver like Mclaurin would elevate the offense to a whole new level. Mclaurin's ability to stretch the field, make contested catches, and run precise routes complements the Steelers' existing core. Plus, with the Steelers' recent signing of four-time MVP Aaron Rodgers, the offense is already looking like a force. Rodgers, known for his incredible arm talent and football IQ, has a history of elevating his receivers, and pairing him with a deep threat like Mclaurin could be a match made in heaven. Think about it. Rodgers, at this stage of his career, wants to finish on a high note, and adding a player like Mclaurin would give him the perfect complement to his veteran presence. And let's not forget the other key piece on offense, DK Metcalf, who's also making waves and drawing attention from defenses. With defenses having to worry about Metcalf's size and speed on one side, and Mclaurin's route running and quickness on the other, the Steelers' attack would become nearly impossible to defend consistently. That kind of firepower could turn Pittsburgh into one of the most dangerous offenses in the league, especially in a division that's becoming increasingly competitive. But here's the thing, right now, there's no clear indication that the Commanders are willing to part ways with Mclaurin just yet. The team's front office has maintained a confident stance, saying they believe they can work things out before the season starts. That makes sense because, from their perspective, losing a player of Mclaurin's caliber without adequate compensation would be a blow. They've invested a lot in him, and they see him as a foundational piece moving forward. Still, the NFL is unpredictable, and if the situation doesn't get resolved soon, it could force Washington's hand. And let's talk about the broader picture here. The AFC North is heating up. The Steelers have been quietly retooling, bolstering their offense and defense alike. The addition of Rodgers gives them a veteran leader who can elevate the entire team, especially the offensive unit. The defense, which has historically been a strength of the franchise, remains stout, but the question has always been, can the offense keep pace? Well, if they manage to land a player like Mclaurin, that answer could very well be a resounding yes. Pittsburgh's offensive line has been improving, and with the weapons they could add, the team might finally have the firepower to challenge the division's best. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, is this really going to happen? Well, in the NFL, nothing is ever certain until it's done. But the signs are pointing towards a real possibility that Mclaurin could be on the move, and if that happens, Pittsburgh fans, you're going to want to pay close attention. Because a trade like that could reshape the AFC North, making the Steelers even more formidable as they chase another Super Bowl appearance. And let's not forget the historical context. The Steelers have always been built on smart moves, both draft-wise and through strategic trades. They've never been shy about making bold decisions when the opportunity arises. And with a player like Mclaurin, who's still in his prime and has proven he can be a game-changer, it's a move that could pay off big time. Plus, it's not just about adding talent. It's about sending a message to the rest of the division that Pittsburgh is serious about contending now and in the future. This kind of move could also set a precedent for other teams in the division. The Bengals are still trying to find consistency, and the Ravens are always looking to upgrade, especially at the receiver position. The Browns, with their new quarterback and revamped roster, are also in the mix. So the AFC North is shaping up to be a battle of titans, and the Steelers want to make sure they're at the top of that list. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the NFL offseason has been full of surprises. We saw huge signings, blockbuster trades, and bold negotiations. The Steelers, meanwhile, have been quietly building a team that's both competitive now and has a bright future ahead. The addition of Rodgers was a major statement, but securing a receiver of Mclaurin's caliber would be the icing on the cake. It would give the Steelers a true number one receiver, someone who can take the top off defenses and make those big plays that can change the course of a game. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Commanders decide to trade him. Right now, they're holding firm, saying they believe they'll come to an agreement before the season, but NFL front offices are no strangers to hard negotiations. Sometimes, the best offers come when the team is forced to make tough decisions, and if the Steelers are willing to meet the asking price, or even come close, we could be looking at a game-changing move that benefits Pittsburgh tremendously. And I want to point out that this isn't just idle speculation. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing, and insiders are saying the Steelers are closely monitoring the situation. They're always looking for ways to improve, and adding a dynamic receiver like Mclaurin would be a strategic move to push them over the edge. The AFC North is no longer just about defense and running games. It's about explosive offenses, strategic depth, and game-changing talent. Pittsburgh understands that, and you can bet they're doing their homework on this potential deal. So, Steelers fans, what do you think? Would you love to see Mclaurin in the black and gold? Do you believe this move could propel Pittsburgh to another Super Bowl run? Or are you skeptical about the chances of it actually happening? Whatever your thoughts, I want to hear them in the comments below. This is a story that's still developing, and I'll be keeping a very close eye on it for you. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one might just be the biggest yet for the Steelers. Remember, the offseason is the perfect time to dream big, to speculate about the future, and to get even more excited about what's to come. The Steelers are always a team that knows how to make bold moves when the moment is right, and this could be one of those moments. A trade for Mclaurin could be the spark that ignites another championship chase. So stay tuned, because I'll be back with all the latest updates, analysis, and inside info to keep you ahead of the game. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think the Steelers should go all in for Mclaurin? Would this move finally give them the offensive weapon they need to compete with the best? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in an exciting time, and the best is yet to come. Keep that passion alive, and let's get ready for what could be a historic season ahead.